Hey guys, this is Rusty78609. We're still talking about the Terlingua Ranch. And this section in here, this is still part of the Terlingua Ranch. We're getting closer into Studi Butte now. We're about, maybe I can tell you right here, it looks like there's a sign. We're 10 miles north of Studi Butte on Highway 118. It's 10 miles to Studi Butte, 40 miles to Big Bend National Park headquarters, if you want to know that. It's 30 miles from Studi Butte to the Big Bend National Park headquarters. But on both sides of the road, for all you guys that have been thinking about buying property on Terlingua Ranch or, getting away from it all, this area in here is not bad. There's a lot of land for sale in here. Some of it's a little pricier because, they've got some actual scenery out here. And but a lot of these places you have to have a four-wheel drive to get to your house. You're going to have a four-wheel drive vehicle just to get home. So just be aware of that. Right now, right here where I am right now, this is July the 21st, 2018. It's 100 degrees even. But the closer we get to Studi Butte, it'll warm up because we're actually up about 3,000 feet right here. And if you get out in those hills, in those mountains on the right and the left side, you'll be a little cooler, not a lot, but there's a lot of places in here. Let me straighten this out a little bit so you can see both sides of the road. We'll do it like that. But yeah, there's nice mountains in here, but the elevation is still not that high, so you're not going to be that cool. In fact, you're going to be pretty warm in the summer. Again, the time to be here is in the late fall, winter, and spring. Terlingua Ranch. I can't believe I lived out here for nearly 2 years. If you have power, if you're lucky enough to get a place that has power, oh, well, that's not bad. You're getting there then. You can almost live like a human. The next step is to get drinkable water, and that's a key. Drinkable water. You can get water out here that is no good. And there's gate numbers on this. I'll try to give you the entrance number here so that'll help you orient yourself when you're looking at the Terlingua Ranch Property Owners Association maps. This is gate number 8. Okay, we just passed gate number 8, so that orients you when you're looking at the maps that are available at the Terlingua Ranch Property Owners Association. They call it TRPOA. So that'll help you a little bit if you're looking. Now this property in here, I did look at this and it was all nice. And the prices weren't too bad back in 20 years ago or whenever it was I was looking at this. However, I had a two-wheel drive pickup. And I realized real quick that to get to the good spots or the really private spots that had beautiful views and all that stuff, you really did need a four-wheel drive vehicle. You really did. So if you're thinking about that and you want to get a four-wheel drive vehicle, you can probably find you a decent place back here in those mountains. They actually have a place back in there called Lake Amen or something like that. And at one time, I think there was a lake there because they've got little benches and chairs around this little water hole looking place. And I've driven by that, but I don't know. There's a place there called Ocotillo Mesa. But yeah, these people live any way they can out here. But see, all along the highway, see, they've got power because they brought power into Terlingua and Studi Butte, and these people just hooked on to it right here. But when you get further back in there, ain't no power. And I know you're thinking, well, I'll go solar. Well, you can, and that's wonderful. The only problem with solar, you can't run an air conditioner yet. You might be able to run something. And then you say, well, I'll get a generator. Well, that's fine. Just get used to going to get gas. Because if you're going to be out here year round, you're going to be running the air conditioner 7 months a year. And I'd have to say pretty much anywhere you live on the Terlingua Ranch, there's not going to be any cool spots. There may be some that are not quite as hot, but as far as cool, I doubt it. But now we're coming out of this is still the Terlingua Mountains, Terlingua Ranch. We get on further up here, we're going to pass gate number 1, and then that's pretty much the end of the Terlingua Ranch. And then you get into the Christmas Mountains, and there's property for sale in there. You know, there's some in there, because I actually rented a RV spot there, $75 a month, that had water, electric, and septic. And it was right near an old stage stop. Had a little building there, the old Adobe building, and really neat. It was really neat. It was about probably a quarter mile from where I had my RV park. Used to walk all over the Christmas Mountains, check them out, go down all the creeks. I don't know what was wrong with me back then. I must have had, I was certainly fearless, because I wouldn't do it now. I really wouldn't. You wouldn't catch me walking down these creek beds now. No, Rusty, don't do that. And I used to walk all out in that old creosote and stuff, and I'd stumble up on javelinas, you know, like, it didn't bother me. I don't know, I must have had a screw loose. But again, I mentioned in the other video, there's three kinds of people out here: wanted, unwanted, tweeners. Well, I was an in-between. Now, all this on the right, you see that all dug up out there? That was all a Benton, and I scratched that, wrong. That was Mercury mines back in, I think, the early 1900s, 1920s in there. It went on for a long time. You can check out the history of it. But yeah, the old Terlingua mines. And so the water in Studi Butte and the Terlingua area, really not all that great. That is one of the big problems they've got. Out here anywhere, but it's a desert. You know, this is a desert. You know, what do you expect in a desert? One of the things you need is called WATER. Anyway, I'm going to end this video now, and then I'll start another one when I get into Studi Butte, which is right around that mountain dead ahead. So I'll end this now. So this is pretty much the end of the 3 Terlingua videos. So thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye, buy anything you want. But if you think about it, use the Amazon link. I appreciate that. And because it doesn't cost you anything, drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, keep your health, guys. Adios.